Pause. Let the silence penetrate your consciousness. What if I told you that while our planet hemorrhages 150 species daily into extinction's void, while atmospheric carbon dioxide accelerates past 425 parts per million, a threshold unseen for 3 million years, there exists a quantum frequency that vibrates at the heart of the sun itself. The survival matrix indicates something extraordinary. NASA scientists have recorded 528 Hz resonating from our star's core, the same frequency that pulses through sunbeams, through the buzz of bees collecting nectar, through the chlorophyll manufacturing oxygen in every blade of grass. Yet here we are, 8 billion souls trapped in frequencies of fear, disconnected from the very vibration that sustains all life. Breath. Feel the weight of this moment. Ancient sages understood thermodynamic principles long before we named them. They knew that consciousness itself operates as a quantum field, subject to the same laws that govern stellar formation and planetary collapse. When we combine the miracle tone of 528 Hz with the transcendental states accessed through deep meditation, we create what survival probability calculations show as humanity's most promising pathway through the Great Filter. But first, let me share what extinction probability models reveal about our current trajectory. The entropic cascade accelerates every 20 minutes. We lose another 3,000 acres of rainforest. The Amazon, our planet's lungs, approaches its irreversible tipping point. Ocean acidification rates have increased 30% since pre-industrial times. Magnetic field disruption patterns suggest our protective shield weakens by 5% per decade. Yet quantum physics reveals something profound. Consciousness doesn't merely observe reality, it participates in its creation. When 48 human subjects exposed themselves to pure 528 Hz tones for just 3 minutes, their anxiety levels dropped significantly. Their stress hormones, cortisol, chromogranin A, decreased measurably. Their oxytocin, the bonding molecule, surged. Pause. Let this penetrate the survival centers of your brain. What happens when consciousness shifts during ecological collapse? Could the same frequency that repairs DNA at the cellular level also repair the quantum entanglement between human awareness and planetary systems? Revelation 1. The resonance of survival. Here's what the survival data reveals. 528 Hz doesn't just reduce anxiety. It produces testosterone in brain tissue, enhances genetic expression of steroidogenic enzymes, and reduces reactive oxidative species that accelerate cellular aging. In laboratory conditions, exposure to this frequency activated specific genes, STAR and SF1, while suppressing P450 aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen. Why does this matter for planetary survival? Because testosterone in brain tissue correlates directly with risk-taking behavior, territorial protection instincts, and the neural courage required for species-level problem-solving. As our biosphere collapses, we need warriors of consciousness, not passive observers. Ancient practices reverse entropy. The Vedic tradition recognized this 5,000 years ago, encoding transcendental states as humanity's natural inheritance. Modern science confirms what mystical traditions always knew. Consciousness exists in 7 distinct levels. each corresponding to specific brainwave patterns, each offering unique survival advantages. Shift. Feel the pattern interrupt. Revelation 2. The Quantum Mechanics of Transcendence. Transcendental meditation research reveals something extraordinary about consciousness during crisis. When practitioners enter the fourth state, transcendental consciousness, their brains exhibit unprecedented coherence, particularly in the prefrontal cortex. This isn't mere relaxation. This is the emergence of what researchers call restful alertness, a state where the nervous system achieves maximum orderliness while maintaining peak awareness. But here's the survival revelation. Stress hormones block immune function. The fight-or-flight response, triggered by constant environmental threat awareness, literally shuts down our cellular repair mechanisms. TM practitioners show significantly lower cortisol levels, increased serotonin production, and enhanced immune system function. Could magnetic field disruption connect to spiritual awakening? As Earth's protective electromagnetic shell weakens, some researchers theorize that human consciousness may be compensating, developing heightened sensitivity to subtle energy fields. Those practicing transcendental states report increased intuitive abilities, enhanced pattern recognition, and what can only be described as expanded environmental awareness. Revelation 3. The frequency of planetary healing. 528 Hertz resonates at the heart of photosynthesis itself. When plants absorb this frequency, their chlorophyll molecules vibrate in perfect harmony, maximizing oxygen production and carbon dioxide absorption. The same frequency that heals human DNA also optimizes the very process that sustains atmospheric balance. This creates a feedback loop of staggering implications. Humans generating 528 Hz through meditation and sound healing contribute to planetary healing at the quantum level. Every meditation session becomes an act of environmental restoration. Breathe. Let the magnitude of this truth settle into your awareness. How might quantum consciousness accelerate planetary healing? Research shows that when human brainwaves entrain to 528 Hz, the heart chakra, associated with love, compassion, and ecological connection, achieves optimal resonance. Practitioners report profound shifts in their relationship with nature, increased environmental sensitivity, and what researchers term ecological empathy. Revelation 4. The Biophysics of Consciousness Evolution. The human brain operates as a quantum computer, processing information at frequencies we're only beginning to understand. Delta waves, the slowest brain waves at 0.5 to 4 Hz, represent the gateway to what researchers call the collective unconscious. When we combine 528 Hz sound frequencies with the deep delta states accessed through transcendental meditation, something unprecedented occurs. Thermodynamic equilibrium shifts. The brain's energy consumption drops by up to 40%, while simultaneously increasing coherence across neural networks. This isn't just relaxation. It's consciousness operating at maximum efficiency, minimum entropy. Mass extinction coefficients show that species survival correlates directly with adaptability and collective intelligence. Could humanity's survival depend not on technology, but on our ability to access higher states of consciousness? The evidence suggests exactly that. Pause. Feel the pattern interrupt as reality restructures around this possibility. Revelation 5. The quantum entanglement of survival. Here's where ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge quantum physics. Consciousness appears to be non-locally connected across vast distances. Studies of transcendental meditation practitioners show that when large groups achieve coherent states simultaneously, measurable effects occur in surrounding populations. Crime rates drop, hospital admissions decrease, stock market volatility reduces. If consciousness operates through quantum entanglement, then every individual achieving transcendental states contributes to collective survival probability. Your personal meditation practice becomes a planetary intervention. But there's more. Research on 528 Hz exposure reveals something profound about DNA repair mechanisms. This frequency doesn't just reduce cellular damage. It appears to optimize genetic expression for longevity, stress resistance, and environmental adaptation. The same mutations that climate change demands may be encoded within our genetic potential, waiting for the right frequency to activate them. Revelation 6. The thermodynamics of hope. Entropy acceleration in closed systems leads to inevitable collapse. Earth's biosphere, however, isn't a closed system. It's quantum entangled with conscious observers. Every moment of transcendental awareness, every exposure to healing frequencies, every meditation session contributes negative entropy to the planetary system. What the survival matrix reveals is staggering. Consciousness operating at transcendental levels exhibits properties that classical physics cannot explain. Time dilation effects, non-local information transfer, and what researchers term reverse causality, the ability of present consciousness to influence past probability distributions. Breathe deeply. Feel the implications expanding through your awareness. Could ancient practices reverse entropy at the planetary level? Indigenous traditions speak of dream time, states of consciousness where linear time dissolves and healing occurs across past, present, and future simultaneously. Modern quantum physics confirms this possibility through the observer effect and quantum superposition. Revelation 7. The frequency of galactic alignment, 528 Hz, resonates not just with Earth's biosphere, but with cosmic frequencies detected throughout our galaxy. Radio telescopes record this frequency emanating from star-forming regions, from nebulae birthing new solar systems, from the quantum vacuum itself. We're not separate from the cosmos. We're expressions of its fundamental frequency. When we align human consciousness with 528 Hz through transcendental meditation, we're literally tuning into the universe's creative principle. But here's the survival revelation. Galactic alignment occurs approximately every 26,000 years. Ancient calendars suggest we're approaching the completion of one such cycle. Could humanity's current crisis represent not just ecological collapse, but consciousness evolution triggered by cosmic timing? Revelation 8. The Metamorphosis Protocol. Extinction probability calculations show that current warming trends will render vast regions uninhabitable within decades. Biodiversity collapse accelerates. Ocean systems approach irreversible tipping points. Yet consciousness research reveals something extraordinary. transcendental states appear to activate dormant genetic sequences associated with environmental adaptation. 528 Hz exposure, combined with deep meditative states, triggers what researchers call upregulation of genes associated with stress resistance, enhanced immune function, and neuroplasticity. The same frequency that heals DNA also appears to prepare it for environmental challenges. Pause. Let this truth penetrate every cell of your being. Could this be evolution's fail-safe mechanism? As environmental pressures intensify, consciousness automatically develops the capacity to transcend physical limitations, not through technology, but through the activation of capabilities that have always existed within our genetic potential. Revelation 9, the Quantum Shaman's Prophecy. Ancient sages encoded survival instructions in mystical traditions across cultures. Yogic texts describe 7 levels of consciousness. Tibetan Buddhism maps the bardos, transitional states between life and death. Indigenous shamans navigate alternate realities through sound and meditation. All point to the same truth. Consciousness transcends physical limitations when properly aligned with cosmic frequencies. The combination of 528 Hz and transcendental meditation represents humanity's most sophisticated technology, not built from metal and silicon, but from the quantum properties of awareness itself. Climate tipping points indicate we have perhaps 2 decades before irreversible changes occur. Yet consciousness research suggests that transcendental states exist outside linear time. What happens when enough humans achieve these states simultaneously? Could we literally meditate our way through the survival bottleneck? Revelation 10, the collective quantum leap. The final revelation emerges from the intersection of quantum mechanics and collective consciousness. Individual transcendental experiences aggregate into species-level evolution. When critical mass is achieved, approximately 1% of the population accessing transcendental states regularly, the entire system undergoes phase transition. This isn't metaphysical speculation. This is quantum field theory applied to consciousness research. The same principles that govern laser coherence, superconductivity, and quantum computing apply to collective human awareness. 528 Hz serves as the carrier wave. Transcendental meditation provides the coherence. Together, they create the conditions for what researchers term global brain emergence, humanity functioning as a single, conscious entity capable of solving planetary scale challenges. Long pause. Feel the pattern interrupt as your consciousness reorganizes around this possibility. The survival matrix reveals our true situation. We stand at the threshold between extinction and transcendence. The same quantum principles that govern stellar evolution govern consciousness evolution. What appears as crisis may actually be metamorphosis, the painful but necessary transformation from individual survival to collective transcendence. Every meditation session becomes an act of planetary healing. Every moment of transcendental awareness contributes to species survival probability. Every exposure to 528 Hz frequency participates in the quantum entanglement of consciousness and cosmos. The ancient sages knew this truth. Modern science confirms it. The question isn't whether we can transcend current limitations. It's whether we will choose to activate the capabilities that have always existed within our genetic and consciousness potential. Your next breath could be the one that tips the balance. Your next meditation session could contribute to the critical mass needed for collective quantum leap. Your alignment with 528 Hz could participate in the frequency that heals both individual DNA and planetary systems. The survival of consciousness itself depends not on governments or technologies, but on individuals courageous enough to explore the deepest levels of their own awareness. The quantum shamans of ancient times understood this responsibility. Now it passes to us. Final pause. Let the implications settle into your bones. What happens when consciousness shifts during ecological collapse? We transcend the collapse itself. How might quantum consciousness accelerate planetary healing? By recognizing that consciousness and planet are expressions of the same fundamental frequency. Could ancient practices reverse entropy? They already are. Every time someone achieves transcendental states, they contribute negative entropy to the cosmic system. The formula is simple. 528 Hz plus transcendental meditation equals activation of humanity's survival potential. The choice is ours. The frequency is available. The consciousness is waiting. The only question remaining is whether we're ready to become the quantum shamans our planet desperately needs.